Yes, be ready for the dictation. Start. The chamber or chambers of each provincial legislature shall be summoned to meet once at least in every year, and 12 months shall not intervene between their last sitting in one session and the date appointed for their first sitting in the next session. Stanza. We find that under the Government of India Act 1935, there was a complete departure from the provisions contained in the Government of India Act 1915 and Government of India Act 1919 as regards the powers and responsibilities of the Governor General and the governors of the provinces to extend the period of the chambers or fix a date for the next session of the new chamber. Stop. By the aforesaid provisions, not only were the powers to extend the life of the chambers of the federal legislature and the provincial legislatures done away with, but the British Convention to fix a date for the next session of the new chamber was also given up. Stop. These were the departures from the previous acts. Stop. It may also be noted that under the Government of India Act 1935, statutory provisions were made in respect of the conduct of elections. Stop. Under Schedule 5, Para 20 of the Government of India Act 1935, the Governor General was empowered to make rules for carrying out the provisions of the 5th and 6th Schedule, Para 20 as a whole, related to matters concerning elections, and clause bracket 3 small I particularly pertained to conduct of elections. Stop. Similarly, Schedule 6 of the Government of India Act 1935 contained provisions with respect to electoral rolls and franchisee. Stop. Such provisions are not found in either the Government of India Act 1915 or the Government of India Act 1919. Stop. Thus, we see that statutory provisions have come in for the first time, and conduct of elections has been entrusted in the hands of the executive. Stop. Since the power to fix the calendar for holding elections was given in the hand of executive, therefore the provisions for fixing a date of next session of new legislature in the Government of India Act of 1915 and 1919 was given up in the 1935 Act. Stop. This shows that elections in India were no longer based on the British Conventions. Stanza. Under the Constitution of India 1950, even these provisions have been departed from. Stop. While under the Government of India Act 1935, the conduct of elections was vested in an executive authority. Under the Constitution of India, a constitutional authority was created under Article 324 for the superintendence. Stop. Direction and conduct of elections. Stop. This body, called the Election Commission, is totally independent and impartial and is free from any interference of the executive. Stop. This is a very noticeable difference between the Constitution of India and the Government of India Act 1935 in respect of matters concerning elections for constituting the House of the People or the Legislative Assembly. Stop. It may be noted that Articles 85(1) and 174(1), which were physically borrowed from Government of India Act 1935, were only for the purposes of providing the frequencies of sessions of existing houses of parliament and state legislature, and they do not relate to dissolved houses. Stanza. Draft Articles 69 and 153 correspond to Article 85 and Article 174 of the Constitution respectively stop. Article 69 dealt with the Parliament and Article 153 dealt with State Legislature Assembly stop. When the aforesaid two draft articles were placed before the Constituent Assembly for discussion, there was not much debate on draft Article 153 stop, but there was a lot of discussion when draft Article 69 was placed before the Constituent Assembly stop. Draft Articles 69 and 153 run as under full stop over.